Okay, welcome to Endgame Club. This is some Saturday morning action from week number 2. This is Saturday, July 27th, and I think I'm not too late. This is round 3. It's going to be an interesting couple of pawn endgames as soon as the game's good. Okay, I actually am also the TD for these tournaments, and so I had to get everybody the instructions and then hit the record button. There are a couple of different possible technical difficulties which comes up. There we go. Dasher bug is one of them. Okay, so on the left here we've got one game started as My Mass versus Celtics 2-1-2, and I believe it is white to move. This is actually from a famous endgame. This is Lasker versus Maul, actually, if you want to look at it from white's point of view. My Mass has got the white pieces. And actually, I will let you, the listener, give this a look for a moment. There goes My Mass with G5. And we'll see how that works. Meanwhile, let me check on the other game. So again, here on the left we've got My Mass has played G5, which appears to be just sacrificing a pawn. What is that about? And of course, you can see if Black were to play H takes G5, I believe the next move would be F6, and that would just seem to be the end of it. So Black has got to figure out how to not take that pawn. And meanwhile, speaking of technical difficulties, we've got Olds and Pepperoni playing with a very subtle typo, but it appears they're playing 30 minutes and 0 seconds per move instead of... Uh-oh. Forget that action. My Mass is just traded into nothing. Uh-oh. Tricky situation, but this is not going to work. There is no breakthrough with 2 F pawns and an H pawn. Let's see if Olds can do this. Ah, there we go. These guys have in fact aborted the game, and I'm guessing they're going to play a 3-minute version instead of a 30. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Yep, that's just what I figured. Okay, so looks like Olds and Pepperoni will be starting in just a moment. By the way, this happens a little bit both the first couple of rounds in the morning, but especially the first couple of weeks as new people come in, and it's not too hard to play, but it does, various things can happen. It's all unrated within the Internet Chess Club system. And so, for example, people will have a box that says they don't play unrated games. They just don't ever play unrated. And then you have to go find that box and uncheck that box before you can play in the endgame tournament. So that can sometimes be a couple minutes or different stuff. Over here on the left, My Mass versus Celtics 2-1-2. Celtics is about to score a big win. This is going to be a double because white is supposed to win that. Let me double check for you. Yeah, white is definitely supposed to win. And not an easy one, though. Not at all easy, but it looks like this is not going to be a win for white. This is going to be actually 2 half points different from what it's supposed to be, which is, yeah. So, alright, that's done over there. I guess that's one for the homework, is to come back and figure out how that was supposed to be a win. But my mess and maybe Celtics can look at that later. So we got over here, we got Olds SJ, and Olds has started out with f6, pawn takes, and then f4. And this looks a little bit right to me, more or less the right idea. So question is, what can the black king do? Because you can see white's plan is he's going to play g5. That's it. He's going to play g5, and if black doesn't do anything, he's going to take the h6 pawn and make a queen, right? If black captures twice on g5, he's going to play h6 and make a queen anyway. Very tricky situation. Black would love to play king d4 and get back there, but king d4, g5. You can't just play another king move because it's going to be g takes h6, right? So, Celtics and my mess now going over the game. I don't think g5 is the right thing to do. I think f4. F4 is a good way to start out. Alright, I'm going to turn that off. By the way, this is one of the cool things. I enjoy practicing my endgames face-to-face with some coffee or possibly a beer. But of course that doesn't work for you junior scholastic players out there. But at any rate, I like playing with people face-to-face and get a clock and actually moving the pieces and stuff. Nice thing about playing your endgame practice on the internet or in the actual tournament, it saves all the moves, right? So you can see Celtics here is replaying his game from the tournament. Well, you know, that's just your classic ICC history file. So here's Celtics game right there, and so you can in fact save these to PGN. Oops, sorry, and such and such. Okay, so let's see. Pepperoni has g5, h takes g5, and I'm thinking Olds may just push the pawn. It looks pretty winning. Pepperoni may be trying to see if he can put something together with the two different threatening pawns. It's certainly the best chance. Yeah, this would be something for Olds to make sure and do correctly, right? There's another thing, of course, if you do play in endgame tournaments and you start getting into winning the tournaments and scoring wins in individual rounds and getting a good endgame rating, well, you got to remember that the first purpose of Endgame Club is to learn and practice and have something exciting to look forward to so that you study and practice your endgames during the week, and then you're like, I'm going to do well on Saturday. But the actual endgames, right, you wow, Pepperoni definitely making it tough, and he has time on the clock too, so this could be close. Queen g4. What I was going to say, Olds has got a checkmate, and that's how this has to end. Queen f3. Queen G3. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's the thing. 2 points. Great game though. First of all, it didn't start out fair, right? If you go back to the beginning, this is an exercise where white is supposed to win this position. This is a 1 game for white. It's not easy. It's something to study and learn in the book and all. This is technical stuff, but anyway, you got to know how to do it. And there's some variations and stuff where black can try to. So Pepperoni made some nice moves there. But that's one point. I mean, every single position starts out with a par, and some of the time you'll be the one with the advantage, or a 1 game. Some of the time it'll be a drawn position, but you have to fight to make it a draw. Some of the time it'll be a drawn game that you might be able to win. And some of the time it'll be a lost game, and it's your job to make it hard on the other guy and make them prove that they really know how to win that game. And so Celtics 212 and Pepperoni here have both scored a little bit of a lesson that my Mass and Olds can go back and look at those positions, and actually everybody can, and try to figure out how that's supposed to be a win for white. So par, that's from Lasker Mall. Yeah, sorry, that's a round 3 action, and you can see here we've got our channel 219. That's the window on the left. Discussing the pars and stuff. Okay, so let me turn that off, and thanks for watching the video, and I'll hope to bring you a couple more rounds from later this morning.